Okay, everybody, I'm going to show you a cool technique that we learned recently on our makers page, and it's kind of gone a little bit wild. You're supposed to do this with acetate, but my acetate that I have today is not close to my heart acetate, so the paper pieces were not sticking. So this also will work with white paper, but it's just cooler with the acetate. So once my acetate comes in, it hasn't even shipped yet, but once it comes in, I will make another one and show you. But what you're going to need is a piece of either acetate or a piece of cardstock that is 3 inches by 12 inches. And you're going to want to take some of your little pieces. I'm using the fundamentals today because I want to show you how cool these beautiful papers are. Remember, they're matte on one side and then shiny and textured on the other. So I have cut a bunch of them in 3-inch pieces, 3-inch by 1/2 inch. Now, this can be done with different sizes too, but this is going to be the basic size. We're going to start with this, and I've already put adhesive on because I was trying it on my acetate. So this would go a little bit faster. Oops, did I cut that 3 inches? That looks like it's a little longer than 3 inches. Let me cut this down. Oh, I cut those off. That's right. Okay. So I'm going to cut this down a bit because I already used some of these pieces. I'm going to cut mine down a little bit thinner than 3 inches just to give you the look. But that's what I'm doing. So 3-inch is going to give you plenty to make several cards. So do your 3-inch by 1/2 inch pieces. Mine's going to be just a little short because, like I said, I was cutting this for acetate, but no big deal. Okay, so these already have adhesive on them. So you're going to go about 1/16 of an inch from the top piece. And I'm just going to go with these pieces. I'm going to mix up the colors and use the shiny side on some of them and the matte side on others. And you're just going to go down your acetate or your cardstock. Continue working down, leaving about 1/16 of an inch apart. So the possibilities of this are going to amaze you when we're done. Because not only are you going to be able to use scraps like crazy, but any leftovers from any of your pattern papers, if you just cut them in strips, you're going to be able to make these cards. But also scrapbook pages can do this too, just in a little bit different way. But this is going to be a wowie card that's going to blow people's minds. When I first saw it, I said, oh, wait, no, way too much work. I'm not going to do this. And then I watched the video of the girl doing it, and then I thought, oh, she has tricked us. It is really quite easy. So this is all you do, and this is the magic. So you're going to just keep doing your little pieces here. And I'm going shiny and then matte and shiny and then matte. All the way down, 1/16 of an inch apart until you're finished with the whole piece. And then I'll show you the little trick. Can you guess it already? And it's even better on acetate. So you really want to get some acetate. It is in stock because I ordered some, but it just didn't get here in time. And everybody seems to be using our regular adhesive with it. But the acetate that I was practicing on today came out of, I bought a cover for my MacBook, and in it there was this piece of acetate. And I thought, oh, well, while I'm waiting for close to my heart stuff to come in, I will just, this one will be longer because this one I didn't cut. So, then I will just use this acetate, but it didn't work because it just didn't, it was too shiny and it stuck to it too well. So, or didn't stick to it. And then when I tried cutting it, it didn't work. All right, we're almost done here. I'm going to put it a little bit right at the bottom too. And let me do another yellow. Okay, plus this paper is shiny on one side, so that could also have affected it. I'm not sure. But it should work on this. So let me trim those little edges, and then we'll put this through the trimmer. So that's where the magic truly happens. So now you've got these separated by 1/16 of an inch. You put them in your trimmer, And I'm gonna just trim off a little bit of my edge. And we'll see how well they stuck to the paper. I think they're gonna stick pretty good. But you really wanna put full adhesive all the way on the piece. You know how my trimmer is on this table. So don't leave any piece not with adhesive. Make sure it's really down tight, because you can see why you're gonna be putting a little pressure on it by cutting it. So now I'm gonna cut 1/2 inch. So the pieces are 1/2 inch, so I cut at 1/2 inch. If you do 1/4 inch strips, you're gonna wanna cut at 1/4 inch. Although, to be truthful, 1/2 inch with 1/4 inch strips is gonna look cool too. So let's cut these, and I'm pressing down hard to hold those papers in place just in case one of them wants to try and slide. And you know, I just have too much problem with the level of my table. So let me go over that a couple times and see if I can get that to come apart. Okay, then I'm gonna do another one. And mine may be a little short because I didn't, you know, actually do a full 3 inches across. So you cut your acetate at 3 inches. Up, see, well, that one didn't get stuck down good. So I'm gonna redo that. Your acetate or your cardstock is gonna be down, and I think in this shiny side might have affected it. So I might not use the shiny side down. I might use the shiny side up on these. And I need a little bit of adhesive here. That doesn't look like I hardly have any. And I almost did it. Let me grab my scissors. Yeah, my my table is not level. It's got a little dip in it, I think. And so I sometimes have issues with this going straight down and cutting well. I'm just gonna cut on the long line I already wrote there. And do it again, 1/2 inch. And this is the last one I'm gonna cut for right now, because you're gonna see that you don't need many of these to make one card. So let me get this. Yep, sorry about my cutting. I need to get a different table, but right now this is what works in my tiny little apartment. Okay, so we got those. And then I like to do about a 5 1/4 by 5 1/4 by 4 piece, so that I have a nice border later when I get these all down. And here's where the magic happens. So you start to lay these around across here, across your piece. And you want to, if you got if you're using if you're going to use acetate, have I been saying acrylic? I probably have. If you're going to be using acetate, you're not going to want to have your adhesive show. So you're going to make sure that you just put a little adhesive here behind a block and a little adhesive here. But because I'm using today white paper, it won't show. So acetate is just like vellum. You don't want the adhesive to show. So now I've got this piece here, and I can just trim this off at the edge. And I'm going to do the same thing again. And what this is going to look like is like I sat down there, and especially works well when you have the acetate. It's going to look like I sat down there and individually put down all of these little squares. And that's where people are going to be impressed. Now let me show you, even though my acetate, see I have it here, my acetate didn't work well. I do have an example so you can see, because it just didn't stick down well. You can see the acetate is clear there in between the little pieces. So it might have been that I put shiny side down. No, I think it's just this piece didn't work. But anyway, so this will work even better because there will be no white cardstock there. So we're just going to keep playing with this. And I've got another piece here. And you could fill up the whole card doing it, or just do part of it. And I'm going up again about a 1/16 of an inch away. We'll see if I need to cut some more. But this does use quite a bit. And like, imagine one 12 by 12 piece of acetate. You could make quite a few cards. But as you go down, you need less and less too. So let me, and I'm just kind of matching the squares up, but you could go off kilter too. So they could move so that they're like maybe halfway. And so then it's going to be a completely different look. But I'm kind of matching the squares to the ones in front of them. And then do this. And you could, of course, it doesn't have to be diagonal. You could do them straight across. And let me match those squares. You can start at the top and just work your way down. Either way, the trick is that you're gonna fool people because they're gonna think that you put each individual square down. And that's why even the acetate will look even cooler than this. But with the white, it doesn't show too much. So they're probably gonna be fooled. And just like that. And let's see what I got left there. I might need to cut another strip. And then you just go ahead and cut flush with the card. And you could do this with your trimmer too. And if you're smart, you'll use our non-stick scissors, which I don't have in my hand right now. And it's already looking awesome. All right, and just keep doing that. I think I will need to do one more strip. Probably fill it up. It's another 1/2 inch, just cutting a 1/2 inch. Now imagine you could do this with different sizes. So 1/4 inch, cut it a 1/4 inch, or a 1/4 inch, cut it a 1/2 inch. And just see what each size looks like. I'm going to be playing with this little thing once I get my acetate in. I'm going to be playing and making lots of different cards and trying lots of different sizes and measurements. See how cool this looks? I love it. This is my first one, which is why I'm making so many mistakes. And a little bit here. Down at the bottom. And then of course you can start using scraps. From whatever's left over once you cut. Because you're getting less and less space to fill down at the bottom here. So I can take one of these little ones that I already put adhesive on. Let's fit that in there somewhere. Oops, not quite big enough. Let me do this one. Down there. And then a little bit of adhesive down here. Got a little piece here. And I'm gonna just match up those squares. And then, oops, that one didn't stick down very well because there's hardly any adhesive on it. Try that again. Okay, and up here. Get that matched up. Like that. And then one little bit here. In a corner like that, you may need to put some of your stronger adhesive, like the you know, red adhesive, the red strip adhesive. And just like that, and then trim off the edges flush using your trimmer or your scissors, especially non-stick. This is why you use non-stick, because mine just are sticking all over the place. And what you're gonna see in the next little clip here is the finished product. I won't make you watch the whole thing, but I just wanted to show you the technique. And pretty close. I got a little piece there. Okay, so now you got this whole cool background that looks like you sat there and put every piece down. With acetate, it's going to look even better. So you're going to want to get some of that. And then I will go ahead and turn this into a card. So here's the finished card, and I think it turned out really cute. That's with the new stamp of the month for this month. And you can see that the background is what makes the card. It is awesome. So hope you like it. Easy.